Good morning. I want to talk a little bit today about habits, bad habits, good habits, and the importance of habits. We are all led by our habits. Again, this is from Thayer, primarily on his book of leadership. And he stresses the importance of habits, and how habits don't take us where we want to go, but they take us where they go. So for Thayer, the important point is to be aware of the kind of habits that you're developing, the kind of habits that have taken root in you, the kind of habits that you have made operational. And for Thayer, he's not just talking about a habit like smoking, although that would be an example. He's talking about the bundles of habits, the myriad of ways that we make sense of the world, our habits of seeing, our habits of hearing, of talking, of interacting, our habits of making meaning, of following meaning, our worldviews, our mental models, the habitual ways that we have taken root in us, that we have developed, maybe without our conscious control, habits that have just taken root. And I think what Thayer wants us to think about is, are these habits good for us? Have you developed the right habits to get you where you want to go in terms of your purpose or your purposes, whatever those may be? Do you have the habits that are going to take you there? Are you surrounded by other people who have those habits? For Thayer, a very important line that recurs over and over in his later work, in his recent work, is most people prefer a problem they can't solve to a solution they don't like. And what this means is that people will basically keep being the same. Most people will keep being the same every day. They won't change so much. Changing requires explaining themselves, and a lot of people, that's a whole different game to get into, is to explain yourself out of a problem, and to explain a new habit, a new way of being. So for Thayer, since most people prefer a problem they can't solve to a solution they don't like, they get stuck with their habits. And they don't change. They keep being basically the same every day. Change sounds good when we talk about it, but change is actually painfully difficult. So I think the point of this little video would be to help you and to help me think about our habits. Our habits of thinking, being, doing, all the habits that we live, that live through us, the habits that we have unconsciously or consciously nurtured, and the habits that guide us in how we live out our day-to-day lives. Are these habits taking us where we need to go, where we ought to go? Are these habits taking us where we ought to go? If not, maybe it's time for us to think about the importance of habits and to realign ourselves to create new habits, to build ourselves towards the kind of life that we ought to have. Maybe this is what Thayer means by habits. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Take care.